all of the podcasts that you have gotten me throughout this road trip. I mean, I think it's been like over 5 or 6 of them, and maybe even more than that, combined with all the ones that you've reached out for over here in LA. Big foodie, and we'll get into what exactly it is that you do in a little while. But I just want to say thank you for everything. And Andrew, how the fuck are you?
Okay, all things considered. I mean, things are very uncertain.
Yeah.
It's hard to like forecast.
Yeah.
In advance. Like, I'm just starting to kind of like get out there in terms of like dining and trips for dining, which I definitely did a lot of pre-COVID.
Yeah.
But during March 2020 through basically all of April, maybe late April 2021, I was doing zero dining. No, not even outdoor.
Yeah.
No restaurant dining. Takeout, yeah, some.
Yeah.
Mostly home cooking with mixed results.
Yeah.
But I was, and that was a huge change of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily bad, because I think it's good to like learn. You learn by doing the dishes.
Exactly.
That, and it does save some money, but it's context.
Yeah.
So, but then with Delta and then now Omicron and maybe something else, who knows? That's the thing. It's like we just don't know.
Yeah.
We're all kind of going in, and then like travel restrictions.
Yeah.
So I made a decision, at least right now, that I'm not going outside the country.
Heard.
Mainly because of just the unknowns of coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, it would be different if I were in a different situation where it's like nothing going on.
Yeah.
But I have certain commitments to be places. And so I'm kind of like, I like restaurants, but
yeah,
we all have our own different risk tolerance.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just came back from Hawaii, so that's still the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still the U.S., motherfucker. Overseas, but still the U.S.
Yeah.
Okay. So what restaurants did you eat at out there?
I went to Miro in Kaimuki, which is Chris Kajioka's and Murad's restaurant. Murad
okay.
Here.
Yeah.
But it was a guest chef dinner, so it was like 90+% Sota Etsumi, who is the chef.
Oh, yeah. Dope.
Of Maison in Paris. Best probably known for his work at Clown Bar. So the whole like the veal brain dish, like that's his.
I went to Clown Bar. I just had the duck and pho like en croûte sort of thing. It's delicious.
Yeah. So he was there. That was organized in large part by my friend Steven Torres, who is actually in the movie The Last Magnificent about Jeremiah Tower.
Okay.
So he's in that film.
Got you. What is he doing in that film?
He was, at the time, organizing a conference, or still kind of does every now and then, and that was kind of a thing where like Jeremiah Tower was speaking there.
Yeah.
He was like one of the like key speakers.
Got you.
And so he had a great introduction. I haven't seen the movie in a long time at this point, but he basically was just like, he's the shit, and here's Jeremiah Tower, the living legend. And and I've been friends with Steven since 2015.
Got you.
And he told me like, hey, we're doing this event out here in Honolulu.
Should get the hell out here and eat some food. Yeah. So you went out there,
so
had a great time.
Went to Bar Maze, which is where Ki Cheng, who used to be the chef de cuisine of Aubergine.
Right. How was it?
Which I thought was very good.
Yeah.
Last meal of the trip.
Okay.
Literally went to the airport right after. Ran to the gate.
Yeah.
To make my red eye. But worth going.
Great, man. I'm going to check him out when I go out there. So what is it that you do for a living? Like, what is your position? Because we've talked for so long about other shit, but I
want to know what do you think it is?
I thought you were a restaurant, like, you write for different restaurant publications. That's what I thought. With the way that you articulate yourself, with the restaurants that you go to, and the connections that you have.
Because I'm friendly with restaurant people.
Gotcha.
And like food writers and like stuff like that. But technically, I'm not in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
At least right now.
Okay.
Currently, which I haven't really publicly said.
Yeah.
But like currently, my job since October of last year.
Gotcha.
Is working in wine auctions.
Okay.
So I'm a wine auctions support, or I think that's the official title.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing that. I pivoted, just like so many others pivoted during 2020.
Yeah.
And I did that. Before that, though, I mean, it's a long story. I guess we'll probably... So I might go back all the way to like how this all kind of began. So we're in a chiropractic office.
Yeah.
This is my dad's clinic. Once upon a time, early 2014, I was a chiropractor.
You were a chiropractor. Student. Okay, got you.
I went to the alma mater where my dad went, down in Southern California. It's actually where my parents met.
Okay, so big chiropractic background.
Right, and, you know, my dad is in his field pretty respected. Because, like, you know, I just saw, like, I don't really talk about it that much, but, like, he was the team chiropractor for the Oakland A's baseball team for over 30 years.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of a shame because I don't really appreciate like actual sports.
Yeah.
Like I only really care about like big sport.
Yeah.
But it's like it's sad because like I have met a lot of like big baseball players. Like not like just like little chance encounters. Through the, but I just don't fundamentally appreciate it as I should. Like some people are like, "Oh my god!" Like, you met
all these people. And you're like, "Yeah, whatever, bro."
And I was like, "The Rock."
Yeah.
CM Punk.
Exactly.
You know,
that's all you cared about. That's funny. So then let's take it all the way back, baby. Where were you born?
San Jose, California.
San Jose, California.
But I have no recollection of living there because I was very young. Got you.
So your parents were both chiropractors?
No.
What'd your mom do?
My dad is a chiropractor now since 79. My mom, at the time, was the bookstore manager at the chiropractic school.
Oh, got you.
So she was there, but not studying to be a chiropractor. And now she's basically kind of like, this is like actually where we're sitting right now is kind of like her domain.
Okay.
Like this is pretty much like her like office,
so
to speak.
Heard that. Yeah. So she works with him and they've been working together for probably a long time.
Pretty much. I mean, definitely during 2020.
Yeah.
So much.
100%.
Like he definitely reduced his hours tremendously.
Yeah.
For a long time was not even doing anything. Actually, like this particular office we're in right now got robbed while he was like not working here. So he wasn't like visiting here.
What did they take?
It pretty much took like everything. And it was like some stuff of like no value.
Like everything.
I mean, not literally everything, but like it was just random shit. Like they took a typewriter and like it's a typewriter. Like it's not even a computer. It's like and it's not an antique typewriter that you could. It's like it's just opportunistic, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Got you.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit's hard out here in San Francisco, man. Damn.
So my dad's a chiropractor. Through that, I've had the fortune of having a good upbringing. I don't want to say I've had contact with people growing up who were way more successful than me.
Yeah.
And they were on track to be way successful. Like they were like the sons of like or daughters of like software.
Well, I guess in San Jose, that's what you're living in.
Like that.
Is there a lot of pressure when you're going to school down there in San Jose because everything's so historic?
In the peninsula, in the peninsula.
Yeah. Are they just like, you better work for Google? Is there a majority of kids that go work for Google?
If I look at like the Wikipedia page of my high school,
yeah,
I'm like looking at it, I'm like, God, man, like there's all these like tech people.
Yeah.
There's like Hollywood producers. There's like people who have like 40 under 40, 30 under 30 tech list people. And
I'm thinking the 50 under 50 list needs to come into effect.
I mean, might as well.
60 under 60, baby. Let's go.
So, I'm very well aware that I'm privileged to an extent. Like, obviously, if you're going to certain restaurants, that is a thing.
Right.
But I'm also, at the same time, not... I've had the exposure where I see, like, super wealthy people.
Right.
And it's different from what people think it might be. Like, where
yeah.
they're like, oh, they're eating at, like, Saison, like, every day. Like, no. Like, usually they kind of belong to, like, country clubs, and they're eating, like, the same type of shit.
Lobster thermidor. Nothing wrong with a good lobster thermidor, but 5 days a week,
it's like, it's exclusive.
Right.
I went to school in Atherton, which I think is like the richest zip code in the country.
Yeah.
Gated communities. But, like, I didn't live there.
Yeah.
So I was kind of around that. But...
Did you feel like you were, like, the poorest one of your friends?
I wouldn't say the poorest, but I would definitely say in the lower
bracket. Got you. Yeah.
For what that was. Again, I am very well aware.
No, I hear you. I went over to one sleepover one time when I was in high school. It was just like, this kid's like, hey, come over, sleep in my house. He invited like 6 kids. And we all go over there, and like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it was McDonald's buffet. Like, you'd walk up there and they would have like cheeseburgers sprawled out. And all the fries you wanted, like in the morning, same thing. Like,
that's like the movie
spreads.
Richie Rich,
basically.
With like,
but this was
they had a McDonald's.
We had the trampoline, but he didn't have like he wasn't like that well off. I come to find out, like as you grow up, you're like, okay, they were like upper middle class, but they went hard in the paint when it came to fucking sleepovers.
You definitely come to realize how. There's that distinction between, and this is generalizing, but like old money versus new money,
right? And
like how they spend it. And there's a lot of new money right now in San Francisco.
That's crazy,
but
man.
Like, they're supporting restaurants. Sometimes we could always say like, oh, the tech bros or whatever, like they're bad guests.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like there are probably some who are like very well mannered and they show up on time. Hopefully, and they tip appropriately, and
yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, I remember just feeling the difference between, going to that house and getting invited, and I didn't even. He was my boy, but I didn't really know him that well. You know what I mean? It's just like a classmate, and you get invited because you're best friends with one of the kids that like hangs out with him, and it's like total change. And I'm like, damn, people live like this. This is crazy because. If I ever had anybody over my house, it was like rice and beans and chicken, baby. Like, that's what you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, we weren't like
it definitely makes you
getting
like,
no takeout.
I think anytime you have like that, if you stay at someone else's place, not like a hotel, but like stay at someone else's place, and you see for the first time how other people are living, and you're like, what? Like this person uses Colgate. Or this is and I was like, I was not close up. So this is not the best. Right? Yeah. It's almost like that with like religion.
I remember, that's funny you say that. I remember toothbrushes being like a class thing, like a toothpaste. Yeah. Like if you close up was like the low totem pole fucking paste, and then you had Colgate and Crest. Yeah. Crest was like the champion.
And you're like, it's an insight into like a different way of life. Yeah. Even though if it's in the same, school district or whatever. So I've always had a tremendous pressure on myself to be